gonna just chill. You do that from right here? The phone? Look, the little one? And then that one right there, right in front of you.
He did it.
We everywhere, baby. Give me the countdown, baby, when we ready.
On live in 3, 2, 1.
All right. This your boy Daniel Lyondon Evans, and you are live inside the den as always. This is a unscripted, unrehearsed show, and I got a very special guest with me this week. I have my very good friend DJ Dessert in the building. How we doing, brother?
I'm doing well, man. It's fine Saturday.
Man, I want to personally thank you for coming out, man, because I know that you have a lot going on.
Yes, sir.
And I know you could be anywhere in the world right now, but you chose to be here with us, and I definitely appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
Just blessing us with your presence, man.
Hey, I'm glad to be here, man. Appreciate that again.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, yeah. So, hey, it's been a minute. You know what I mean? We had a lot little things going on, but I'm glad to be back here on our regular, normal scheduled time at 4:00 p.m. on Saturday. And let's just dive right into it, man. Mr. DJ Dessert, he is a music producer. He makes beats, he do DJ, all kind of things like that, man. And I was reading over some of his work, and says you was born and raised in Raleigh.
Yes, sir.
You started music at a very young age, and
yes.
You remember hearing your neighbors playing music on the turntable. Tell me about that time in your life.
Well, I was probably ages between like 7 and 9 years old. My grandmother, she lived in Raleigh, North Carolina, off from Raleigh Boulevard. And I remember just playing outside, and there were some guys at the end of the building, and I couldn't see the turntables, but I could hear the music. Mm-hmm. But it was a group of guys upstairs. I know who they were, but they were upstairs, and they were recording. As I look back, they was recording mixtapes. And playing music.
So what year was this? Like what year was it?
I don't know, man. It had to been in the 80s. It had to been in the 80s because I was born in 75, not to date my you know what I'm saying, how old I am, but it is what it is. But
so you born in 75?
I was born in 75.
It had to be like around 82, 83?
It was definitely, I was around like second, third grade. And the crazy thing, I remember the experience because the guys they I definitely knew it was turntables, and they had more than just turntables in there because they were able to record. I don't know if that was a tape deck or what means they had, but I remember them. I could tell you one thing: Ronald Reagan was the president, and how I know this. Let me tell you, this is how I know. Because one of the tapes they would record, it was basically they made a tape about Ronald Reagan, and they basically was asking questions to Ronald Reagan, like, Ronald Reagan, what's your favorite sport? And they play basketball is my favorite sport. I like it. You know what I'm saying? They would ask questions like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was crazy. Like, yo.
So what year was Reagan president?
I couldn't tell you that. No. I just know President Reagan was the president, and they were asking a lot of questions using music.
Between 78 and 84, 85, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was born in 80, so you know what I mean? Not to date myself, but yeah, I was born in 80, so I was born when Reagan was president during the whole Michael Jackson Pepsi era.
Yeah, that was Moonwalk.
Yeah. So you heard the guy with the turntable. He was playing you. You were for sure that it was a turntable.
Yeah, you hear him scratching sometimes.
Oh, so he was doing the scratch.
Yeah, you can hear it.
Yeah,
you can hear it.
So you said you couldn't afford a turntable, but you grinded until you was able to afford your own. What did you do to earn money during that time to actually be able to get that turntable?
Man, I'm not ashamed of it, but I was a drug dealer at a very young age.
Okay. So
12,
did you get
13
the
years old.
grind to get the money for a turntable?
I didn't know that's what I was doing,
Mhm.
but that's how I afforded it.
Okay.
That's exactly what I did. That's what that's how I had the money. My parents, they didn't have the money, and nor did I ever ask them. I never knew that's what I would get into.
So what was the spark? What was the spark that led you to believe that this is what I want to do? Like, what was that particular that all in moment or that spark that hit you at that age and said, that's what I'm going to do? Like, what was it for you? Was it the scratching? Was it the mixtape? Was it just the sound?
Actually, I had actually I had I don't know, I'm about to bring it's emotional, but
Okay.
actually I had already been DJing and I learned starting to DJ 13, 14, 15 years old. I had a childhood friend,
Mhm.
and my childhood friend had kidney problems.
Mhm.
And like I said, I grew up selling drugs.
Mhm.
Not proud of it, and I'm not condoning it. I'm not telling the kids to go selling drugs because I that's not what it,
everybody has their story. That got them in it, you know what I mean?
But me and my friend, we both sold drugs.
Mhm.
And so basically he used to come to my house and watch me DJ, and he used to laugh at me. He was like, "Man, you garbage." He was scratching and stuff. He was like, "Man, you garbage." And I was like, "Yeah." You know what I'm saying? But he would be playing with me. You know what I'm saying? He was my friend. He was always playing with me. But anyway, one night, me and him got in an argument, a bad argument. We never got in an argument before, ever. We got in this argument and basically almost got in a fight. And I was like telling him, I can't fight you because you sick. You know what I'm saying? I can't do that to you. And so we had an argument because it was an argument about what we were gonna do in life, kind of like.
Mhm.
It got to that point, and so basically, he came pick me up, and we both had money at that time,
Mhm.
but he came pick me up. I'm thinking he got a new car, you know what I'm saying, and came pick me up, and come to find out it was a stolen car. And I was like, "Man, why we in a stolen car?" He's like, it's like, "Man, so you think you better than me or whatever? You know how we get down, such and such." I was like, "Nah, bro, we should be better than this now." You know what I'm saying? We ain't got to be riding no stolen car.
Mhm.
So we got an argument or whatever, and basically, he just out of nowhere was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna die doing this dope game. I'm gonna die. This is what I'm born and bred to do." And you know what I'm saying? I was like, "Yo, man, I'm about to get out the car." And so, like I said, it's kind of emotional, but like 3 months later, dude went to prison. Right?
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, he went to prison. And like I said, he had a health issue. And because they didn't take care of him in prison, he passed away in prison. So I went to his funeral, and I leaned over his casket, kissed him on the forehead, and I said, "I know what I want to do with my life." And I told him I ain't gonna die selling dope because I said I said I'm not gonna die selling dope. And basically I felt like that's what he did, you know what I'm saying? Because he went to prison for that very same reason. And so I said I wasn't gonna do that, and said in my mind, I'm gonna be a musician. That's what I want to do, and I just stuck with it. And of course, I had a long transition to not become a D-boy. You know what I'm saying? But here I am.
Wow, that's a very powerful story, man. So you, not necessarily doing it in honor of your friend, but that was some of the things that y'all was, that's what you remember him by whenever he was alive, was the fact that y'all had to go inside.
That was the only fight we ever had. That wasn't physical. It could have got physical. You know what I mean? It was, it could have got physical.
So what was one of your favorite childhood moments?
One of the moments was just being around him when he's on his machine, and we would just talk, chill, you know what I'm saying? Talk about girls, talk about whatever, you know what I'm saying? And just spending time. Looking back on it, it was the time that was just spent with him, you know what I'm saying? Because he died when he was like 22 years old. And I think he was maybe a couple months older than me, but it was a very rough time in my life when he passed away, because I never got to tell him I never get to tell him sorry, or saying let's get past what we argued about. You know what I'm saying? His mother called me and I dropped the phone, man. Like I couldn't believe it. You know.
So you think that so you carry your friend?
I definitely do.
In your spirit.
I definitely do. I
And
definitely
what
do.
was his name?
I really don't want to mention his name, but you know what I mean. But I definitely carry him. I carry him with me. I think about him a lot. Sometimes I feel like I kind of know, and I feel like he's around on certain instances of me being places. I could be like, yeah, you know what I mean.
Well, I was going to ask him because maybe I thought maybe you dedicate some of your name brand or whatever to him. A lot of times people have, close people.
Yeah, I know, but I understand, but I just don't want to.
I mean, that's 100%.
He's not here to like say, okay, mention my name.
Yeah. Shoot, man. So I mean, I know we talked a little bit earlier. You self-taught yourself how to do all this, and you learn your craft.
Definitely
perfected your skills, but your brother was the one that actually, I guess you DJ for him first, or you was,
No. Actually, my brother. I mean, by me
he started rapping.
He started rapping just by. He say I taught him how to rap, or I said a couple things for him to start rapping, but by me having equipment and stuff, he started rapping.
So he started rapping because you got the equipment, and I'm pretty sure as an engineer that you kind of helped. Shape him into whoever. Is he still rapping now? Is he still?
Nah, not really, but he
but
doing
in the early years,
yeah, he definitely did.
Now, was your brother part of a group?
Yeah, he was. He actually was. We all were. Death Before Dishonor Records. We was
Death Before Dishonor.
Yeah, Death Before Dishonor Records. It was back in the day, but yeah, we were definitely part of a group.
Okay, was he any good?
My brother was definitely real good, man. A lot of people in Raleigh, North Carolina know who he is from him rapping. You know what I mean? Yeah, he definitely did his thing.
And the name of the group that he was in, how you pronounce that?
So the name of the group he was in was Death Before Dishonor, but he later on ventured off, and we all did. Well, he did. Well, he and I did. He ventured off and I ventured off. We started doing our own thing. My brother started doing his own thing.
So what's Yag Food?
Yag Food Front.
What's that?
So Yag Food Front is the first rap group in North Carolina to actually get signed to a record label. I think they were signed to Mercury Records at the time.
And your brother was part of that group?
No, my brother was not part of that group. My friend Brad Thompson was a part of that group.
Gotcha.
And he is one of the.
So he's the one that taught you how to do on the computer and all that.
Yeah, he kind of like introduced. Well, he didn't teach me. He gave me the tools.
Mm-hmm.
He gave me some of the tools, and I watched him a little bit, but I basically taught myself that too.
Yeah.
He gave me the tools because he used to say all the time. He still said to this day, like, I gave a lot of people the tools, and you're about the only one that's ever learned all this stuff.
So
Way ahead.
You still around?
Yeah, he definitely. Actually, he designed these clothes, G Hustle wear.
Oh, so this is the guy, right?
Yeah, well, he does. Well, he's the I basically makes the drawings, the prints and stuff. Like,
Oh,
you know,
he
what I'm saying? He designs. Yeah. My man Demetrius Williams is the owner of GHustleWear.com.
So what was the first program you used to do beats and stuff?
The first program, my first program was SoundForge, and it was not a beat making program. It was an editing program, and they actually have SoundForge to this day. But it was an editing program. The next program would probably be oh man, so long ago.
Yeah.
Acid.
Yeah,
I played with Acid for a little while. This program. They were both a Sony product, and I learned both of those.
So what is Fruity Loop? What is that?
Fruity Loops is basically a digital groove box in a computer. Basically, you know, that's all it is. It's where you have sounds, a sequencer, and you can MIDI stuff up to it or not. And you can just draw things with a mouse or play with your keyboard and stuff like that. Your physical keyboard.
Does that have anything to do with the program you use? Does that anything to do with making beats or anything? Or
Definitely. Fruity Loops makes beats.
I don't know
Yeah.
about it, so I'm
Yeah.
just asking.
Yeah, definitely.
I've heard that name Fruity Loop a couple of times.
Definitely.
You know, when it
But
comes to making beats.
I grew up in the analog world where there was, you know, if you had a drum machine, you actually had a drum machine. If you had a turntable, you had a real turntable. You had records. You know, I grew up with that stuff, you know, and I still have all those things and I still use them. But the digital world basically makes everything a lot simpler, yeah. A lot faster. The workflow.
I have a small, you know, musical background.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I know you know this.
Yeah.
I grew up in part of a gospel group.
Yes, sir.
And then we was compared to like a gospel Jackson 5 type feel.
Yeah.
You know, my daddy being, you know, Papa Joe in a sense of, you know, we didn't get a chance to really. I ain't gonna say we didn't enjoy our childhood. We just didn't. Certain times of our life, certain periods of our life, you know, we was made to perform.
Yeah.
And I remember how aggravating it was when I wanted to go outside and play football with my friends.
Yeah.
Daddy had us in the house rehearsing, and it was me, my two brothers, my sister, my brother's friend, and my cousin, and a couple more people. We was all part of this group. And, you know, at certain times I was, you know, the lead singer. And then certain times, you know, we had other people doing things. But I remember we was a traveling group.
Yes.
So my daddy had his PV speakers.
Yeah.
His PV head, the soundboard.
Oh yeah.
We had all our mics, and we had like a little van, a little church van. And I remember having to load all this equipment up in the back of the van. We go all these different churches and do these singing programs.
Yeah.
And we would get invited to sing,
Mm-hmm.
and all of that. And we would have to my brother, one of my brothers, he was the one that was in charge of the sound and all that.
Yeah.
And he is the one that's right now, he is the one that is in the music and make beats and does all that kind of stuff. I was more of the talent.
Yeah.
So I never really wanted to learn all of that stuff.
Yeah.
And I ain't gonna say I regret it now, but if I had been more
attentive to it.
attentive to it back then,
Uh-huh.
then I would be more in tune to it now.
Yeah.
To the fact that when me and you linked up at one time, it was just like starting from scratch.
Oh, yeah.
For me, man. You know what I
Your
mean?
man can rap.
Hey, man, don't tell nobody that.
You can rap, man.
So y'all remember a couple of shows ago? Matter of fact, it was on the Father's Day show this year. I told a story about how me and my brothers put together a song for my dad for Father's Day. Well, he sent me the song already with auto tune on it, and he was singing it, and he wanted me to put a part into the song. And I started out with writing a poem, but as I was listening to the song, the poem transferred into a rap book because I have no rhythm, I have no beat, I have no type of skills for rap. I was nervous, and I was still don't like hearing my voice in that aspect because I was always a singer coming up.
Yes.
So I went on Facebook and typed in looking for a DJ to record a song, and he responded to it, right? Which is ironic because I had met him like might have been 6 months before that when you came in and we was talking about the radio station.
Yeah.
And wanted to sell an ad on a radio spot to promote my business.
Exactly.
Well, I was going to I got all the way down to the last part of doing it, and then I kind of got sidetracked. I'm like, you know what? I don't even listen to the radio at all myself.
Yeah.
I can't expect for my people.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I want to be on a platform where I'm actually able to listen and hear it. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to do this. So I didn't do it. But he was one to introduce me to this radio station. What's station?
92.1 Choice
92.1 is where he works at. DJ.
Tune in.
Tune in. So I didn't take the opportunity then. So fast forward 6 months, I went on and said looking for a DJ. His name popped up, and then we linked up. Said, man, I know you sound familiar. He's like, yeah, you just God talking, man. Like the world is so small, you know what I mean? Yeah. So we linked up, and he's the DJ, the producer, the music producer that I went to help with that song, my dad's Father's Day song. And when I was in the studio with him, man, I felt, if you seen the movie Straight Outta Compton, when they were trying to teach Eazy-E how to rap, cruising down the street in my 6'4".
Yeah.
He had me in there, man, and I had to break the verse down line by line by line because I could not get it right.
But you did a good job.
It actually turned out very well.
Yeah, it did.
And I tell you the story what happened with my dad when he heard the song.
Yeah, you told me.
Man, that was hands down probably the best gift that we was able to deliver to our humans.
How was that moment when your dad finally heard the record, and being that you knew that what you went through to record the record, right? How did it make you feel? His response. How did it make you?
You know
feel?
what, man? I told this story on the show. I've only seen my dad cry probably 3 times in my whole life.
Right.
My dad didn't really get emotional,
right,
around us at all.
Right.
I don't know if growing up in, his era,
right,
crying would maybe a sign of weakness or whatever.
Right.
But when my brother invited my dad to the house for holidays to cook and everything.
Yeah.
And he had me on video.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "We get ready to play the song. I want you on there." When the song started playing,
yeah,
and he started to the song, man, my daddy started crying.
Man.
That right there done it for me. I say, because there's some gifts maybe he gonna enjoy it, maybe not.
Yeah.
Music is one of those things that is timeless.
Yes.
You put a stamp on music, man, and it can last forever. Like,
right.
I still get goosebumps when I hear certain songs that was recorded back in the 50s.
Yeah.
I was watching a documentary on the Temptations,
mm-hmm.
and he was talking about the song "I Wish It Would Rain."
Yeah.
And he was breaking down the lyrics of, when it said, "Everybody knows a man ain't supposed to cry." So he wanted the rain outside,
yeah,
so he can go outside in the rain and cry, and nobody would know. So
I never did.
yeah, that's what the whole song came from. I wish you would rain. So the rain can disguise the tears. So he broke down the lyrics. I got goosebumps when I heard him break down the reason why he wanted it to rain. And so things like that.
Yeah.
Like I say, I listen to music. I digest and break down the lyrics, the words.
Yeah. And
so when I was writing this poem, the song was called Roses. And I said, how can I? Okay, let me just the old elementary elementary poem. Roses are red, violets are blue. How can I make that pop? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So to put all those references about my father in that rap, and then put his group, the Gospel Flames, and the thing he used to say, put your hand together for the Gospel Flames. That's what you said.
At the end,
and when I put that in the rap, he heard that, and I have a hidden talent of being able to mimic and imitate people, right? And so when I was imitating my dad, when I was listening to it, I was convinced that I was him.
Yeah.
So when I said that, put your hand together for Gospel Flame, when he heard it, I could only imagine how he thought that. I ain't never, when did I record this? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But man, that was priceless.
Well, I'm glad I was to be a part of that record.
And so here's the thing. I just did another song with another one of my producer guys, King Ashbell. And I was riding the other day, and my brother my brother, he always called me on the phone. He wanted to do a song.
Yeah.
I done helped him write a couple of songs, right? He got a song called On Top of the World.
Yeah.
And I told him, Mr. Hey, man, send me the lyrics to that song. So I want to do this song, and I'm working on an actual rap for it.
Okay.
And I'm coming to see you. I gotta come see you because you pulled that other little rap out of me, man. You pulled it out of me. You made it right.
I'm professional, and I'll help you get it done. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I trust you, bro.
Yeah, that's what's up. I appreciate that a whole lot.
The other product I just did was actually it's called I Am. It's my introduction to the world. King Ashbell, he has the ability to. So we had a conversation one day at his house, and while I was talking to him, he started typing on his computer. I'm like, what are you doing, like? I don't want to be rude, man, but I know you ain't over there on your computer while we talking, right?
Exactly.
So after like 30 minutes talking to this dude, he said, "Check this out," and he played a track. And what is that? This is our conversation. What do you mean? As we was talking, this is what the conversation relates in my mind. This is what I heard. And so he put together this track, right? He said, so you can have it, it's yours. If you want to, you can put together something to put on it. And I'm like, I'm not gonna try to call myself a rapper and be one to rap on all these songs, right?
Yeah.
So I took the track, I started listening to it, and I was inspired to write just an introduction track of who I am, and I did it in spoken word. It's called I Am. So I said, okay, that was good. I'm trying to incorporate that into my intro video and into whatever I do. But then so on this song here, On Top of the World, when I get all the lyrics, I'm coming to see you, bro.
Hey, I told you,
I'm coming to see you.
You
had me in that guy doggone booth, man. I'm like, man, I felt like Eazy-E cruising down the street in my 6'4", like I have no kind of rhythm.
Yeah, you had rhythm.
Had to dissect it, had to chop up the thing because it was too many words coming out. I couldn't pronounce the words right and all this kind of stuff. But
it worked out.
You are a very good teacher and you're a very good motivator. And I know that you put your heart into your work.
I definitely.
And everybody who you work with.
That's all I got. To be honest,
and
because I made it. So you know what I'm saying.
So, which brings me to my next question.
Yeah.
You taught yourself how to produce, and you're one of the most sought out DJs in Raleigh. And right before we got on air, I know you said, you still have those nervous jitters anytime you go live, or anytime you talk to somebody for the first time, or you go do a show. But you also said that you low key. You are you celebrity. You have. I remember you telling me of some big names you done work with, man. How does it feel to be number one, the most sought out producer in Raleigh? And how does it feel to be a local celebrity?
It feels great. It definitely feels great.
And I know, and look, listen, this guy is not conceited at all. He's not overconfident because when we having a conversation, and I don't mean to put you on blast, but
It's all good.
you know, he had the nervous pee. He had to go pee. You know what I mean? I'm like, man, I still get nervous. Dude, you are a local celebrity. How you still get nervous? Anytime you are someone who gets nervous before you do what you do,
Yeah.
your craft,
Yeah.
that's a sign of being humble, man. That's
Yeah.
a sign of being, just knowing that you still, even though you are a master, you're still a student of your craft because you still learn to get better every single day.
Definitely. Every time I do a party, show, an event, I do get nervous. I mean, it's not a nervous of me feeling like a failure or like I'm about to mess up or something. It's just a feeling of anxiousness. Glad to be somewhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and it feels good. But after I probably played like the first, the second, third record, I got this. Once I start talking on the mic, I got this. You know what I'm saying?
I know you were saying that, before, like, whenever you DJ for these different, events and parties, you have the ability to become anyone that you want to become behind the turntable.
Definitely. That's the whole, I feel like that's the whole part about being a DJ is being able to control a crowd. Being able to control the crowd. You know what I'm saying? I've seen times where I'm standing there and somebody's like, "Yeah, you're a bad DJ," or like, "Yeah, I appreciate that," or whatever. And sometimes I do get my show off moments. You know what I'm saying? I said, "Watch this! I'm about to make the crowd do the hokey pokey," and I make them do the hokey pokey. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
But you have to, being a DJ, you definitely have to know how to motivate the crowd, how to move the crowd, and really, it's all about the ladies when you DJing. At certain events, most of the events I play, I'm focusing on the ladies because they the one who make the party or make the event. You know what I mean? They don't want.
So let me ask you this: what's the difference, mentality-wise or mentally-wise? What's the difference between when you're actually DJing a party versus when you're engineering a song?
The difference between DJing a party, and what aspect, like
So, I guess it's part of your craft. You've been doing this for so long. Are you the same person in both instances, or do you got to become a different person for a DJ versus being an engineer?
Definitely, with music, and somebody such as myself, I play different. I have different hats. I'm in a different zone. With DJing, I like you said, I feel like I am a very humble person, but while I'm DJing, people are paying you for a service. So my service is to entertain folks. So I have to turn on that entertainment part of myself.
Yeah.
Even if, I don't want to or not, I have to do that. And the same thing with engineering. I have to turn on that hat as well. The difference between that is when you're DJing for a lot of people. And so you're catering to a lot of people. And you definitely got to be professional and play the music that they want. Play hits, drop hits after hits after hit. Don't second guess your song.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I know that, music is very emotional. Like you said, you have the ability to pull emotions out of people with those songs.
Yeah.
So having a good ear for what needs to be played at the right time really sets you apart from being that good DJ versus somebody who just put a player together. Just,
Yeah.
Your play.
Because you can play the wrong thing and you lose your whole crowd. And then you gotta figure out how to play 2 or 3 songs to get them back. You know what I'm saying? But but also to finish your question with engineering, like I said, with the parties, you playing for a mass number of people. But with engineering, a lot of times you're working one-on-one or a couple different people, and you have to be mindful of their craft, of their music. So you have to, you know what I'm saying, you don't want to do anything to make them feel uncomfortable about their music. You know what I mean? So that sometimes that a lot of engineers can't do that. You know what I'm saying? No, you need to do it this way. No, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just gotta listen because music changes all the time. So I know that the music I was listening to that I grew up on is definitely different from the rap I listen to today that I play. So you have to understand there's a different type of time. There's different people, and you also have to realize versus DJing and recording and engineering with somebody. People learn differently. It's fine. People learn a lot differently. You know, some people learn visually. Some people learn by you showing them. Some people learn by just reading in a book. You know what I mean?
The other one. Yeah. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah. Shut it off.
Yeah, but
Did you keep going?
so you have to be able to, and I know this about you that you bring out the best in your artists.
Yeah.
And this whether they local or how about some of your, are you able to talk about the big name people or not?
We don't have to, but you know what I mean. Like I work with some. Well, I work. You know, I've been around some people. I've been around Remy Ma, M1. I mixed song for Lil Boosie. I mean, there's been a lot of it. You know, and just being in radio alone, there's a lot of artists that come through our radio station, local,
Really?
national. You know what I'm saying? I be right there beside them. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times I get to contact. I get to converse with them a lot after. You know, after radio. You know what I'm saying? A lot of some people I've become friends with that that we don't even do music, but they're musicians or they're where they are in life as a musician, but we're just friends. You know what I mean? We just click like that.
So what's the biggest difference with working with a local artist versus one of those big name artists? What's the difference?
No difference. Okay. You're an artist. You're an artist. You got to treat them as such. You know what I mean? It's
is it more, and I don't want to say the wrong thing, but are the big artists, are they more professional than the local? Do they kind of have, is it more work, less work? Or
I can't say that. Like it's all every like I said, everybody have learned different learning ways they learn. Everybody has a different way they do in the studio. When you're in the studio, you got different people with egos. I have an ego, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes, you know what I'm saying? But y'all have to be compatible with each other, especially if you're working with them the first time. You want to make sure that you're going to be able to work with them again, and y'all come back. You know what I'm saying? You come back, and they come back and work with you. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to get along with everybody in the studio. I've had people in the studio that blame me for why they can't rap. You know what I'm saying? Or why they can't get it right in the booth. Because a lot of times I get a lot of cats like, how much you charge for an hour, and then you tell them or whatever. It's like, well, that's all right. I'm gonna spit 4 songs in the hour. And a lot of times there are some people that they probably can, but I say you should work on a song 4 hours comfortably, so you can get the best out of that song. But like I said, some people will blame you for they'll say I can spit this song in an hour, but when they come through, they stuttering, they messing up. Like, hold on, take it back, DJ. Let's do it again. I don't know what I don't lost the cadence. I don't lost the flow. I don't know what happened, man. But they just finished bragging how they gonna come in the studio and bust it out. You know what I'm saying? And those be the ones every time. Now I be telling you, when you book in studio time, like I said, you want to book it where you're gonna be. One, you gotta make sure you're available for yourself. You can't have your girlfriend calling the phone and being like, "Look, you need to come home." You know what I'm saying? Or you need to have your kids situated if you got kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta have dedicated time.
Uninterrupted time.
Uninterrupted. Your mind gotta be in that space for the studio. You know what I'm saying? But I get it. There's artists that, there's artists that, that we all go through stuff. And sometimes that come across in the record, whatever they're going through, maybe they are.
You can use it for a passion, or you can use it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. A lot of times it just comes, some people are in the I've had people make hot songs in 30 minutes, but like, all right, DJ, I gotta go. I'm just gonna lay this down, I'm gonna go. And I'll be like, whoa. Like, whoa. Oh, that's nothing, man. That's nothing. But to me, that's a big deal because you just lit the booth, tore my microphone, set it off on play, and walked out. And now I'm sitting here and I'm listening to the song and I'm mixing, and now I'm about to enhance the song and make it a whole lot better.
Yeah.
And that's like,
man, I was definitely intimidated when I came in there because, well, the first time I came, who did I have with me? I had my daughter with me.
Yeah, you did.
And my daughter ain't never heard me in this capacity.
Yeah.
She might have heard me sing.
Yeah.
But she never heard me rap.
Yeah.
So for me to be in a booth singing rap for the first time in history.
Yeah.
On a live track.
Yeah.
And then I got my daughter there.
Did she pick on you? Did she pick on you after that?
She might have thought about me behind my back, you know what I mean? But I was just very very.
Yeah.
I wasn't used to it. So I might not, gave it 100% the first time.
Yeah.
And then when I came back the second time, you could tell I was a little bit more relaxed.
Yeah.
And I was able to get it done, you know what I'm saying? But I really just wanted to put something down first so I can hear what it sounds like. And then, you come back and perfect it and fix all the problems.
A lot of times that's what it takes. Sometimes to hear yourself first.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you can't hear yourself. Even when you talk.
Yeah.
You can't hear yourself sometimes.
Yeah, because it's a difference when you just talking. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
It's a difference when you just talking. But when you hear that sound come out them speakers, man, and you hear with the music be behind you, like, oh my God, now this is real.
Yeah.
It's a whole different feeling. So, so those guys who be talking all big, like, I'm going here and lay it down and you get in there. Okay, now it's time to get down gonna say what's happening now, and you ain't nowhere to run because it's the boot now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you start studying over your work. All right, wait, you might just be humble.
Yeah.
Sit down. Be humble. Sit down. And just come in at a little lower scale and let the song build you up to all of that. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But
it's nothing like, what I mean? Like I said, it's okay to be nervous because I'm nervous every time that I'm somewhere. Yeah. But don't let them see you sit. As we said, don't let them see you sweat. You're there to do either a due diligence or a service. You know what I'm saying? Just get it done.
So, a couple more questions, man.
No problem.
Just vibe out. Do you told the DJ at the studio at the radio station that's your full-time job, correct?
No.
So
no. I am a full-time job.
So
myself, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a full-time job myself. I do music full-time. Period.
Full-time.
Mainly.
How long did it take for you to get to a full-time producer? Like I remember you just started saying I want to be a producer, and then you quit your job the next day. It had
I actually
had to
really-
take some time to get built up.
I've always DJed. I've always had it in my mind. That that's what I do. You know what I'm saying? I've had jobs. I didn't have very many, but I worked some jobs. But I didn't have it within like 3 or 4 months. I was out the door. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you why.
So you were somebody that's considered unemployable because of your mentality.
No, I hire myself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that will make you unemployable.
Yeah. I guess you can say that.
I mean, because that's not
Not a bad thing.
But I'm unemployable.
Exactly.
And what makes me unemployable is my mentality.
Yeah.
Anytime you can work on a job and you figure out ways to either start your own job or ways to make that job better, or you just have a mentality that says that you are an entrepreneur and it's trying to force an entrepreneur to work a job.
Yeah.
Your mentality, you're unemployed.
Yeah.
Because you can make more money on your hobby than they can pay you on that job, right?
Well, I guess so, but my thing was I wanted to do something I want to do. I don't want to do nothing what somebody else wants me to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was just
ain't nothing wrong with being unemployable. Normally, when I talk to entrepreneurs, I'm talking to business owners, and I might be mentoring somebody,
right?
And they want to know, how do I know when it's time to go full-fledged? There are a couple of key factors that let you know when your time is up on the job. And one of those signs is when the job becomes uncomfortable for you to stay at. That's normally when it's time. The second tell sign is when you're a hobby or when your side business makes more than your actual full-time job. That's another sign of the time to go ahead and let it go.
Yeah.
When it's a struggle for you just to make it through the day, but when you go home, you're doing what you're doing. So you got to be paying attention to those signs.
Yeah.
Because what'll happen is you'll force yourself to go to work after you'd already got those 3 signs, and then you end up getting fired or end up just messing up something because you ain't supposed to be there. You've been there too long.
I actually just didn't have those problems, man, because I would go to work and the man tell me something to do. I was like, man, I'm going home and make a beat. I don't know what you telling me to do, but I'm going home and make a beat, and that's what I would do. I would sit there and make beats all day.
So you still make beats now?
I definitely do.
You sell beats?
I definitely do. Sold one last night. It's a matter of fact, but yeah, I definitely make beats.
All right, and so this is the last couple. Is going to be like more personal.
Mm-hmm.
What do your life look like in the next 3 to 5 years? Like, what are you trying to accomplish? What goals do you have set for yourself in the next 3 to 5 years?
To definitely keep just doing what I'm doing, man. God willing, whatever I'm doing, just I just pray and hope that whatever I'm doing is enhanced, and as it's getting enhanced, that I pray that God makes it where I can handle it. Because sometimes you can just be so successful that you can not handle what you got. You know what I mean? I just want to be always. I'm not a comfortable person at all. You know what I'm saying? I always want more, but I want to be able to handle what's either coming towards me. And of course, I'm ready for it, whatever it is. But I just want to be in the right mindset at all times. Whatever endeavors that I do, I just want to make sure I'm focused and just 10 years from now, I just pray that I'm still around and helping people to whatever it is. I just want to help people.
You ever thought about teaching classes? Or
I have thought about teaching the curriculum for DJing, um, computers, software, different things like that, beat making, and just even with having artists telling them how to start a business. Because if I knew how to start a business, I think I ought to be at an early age and what business could do. I think I would have been. I think I'm where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like a lot of us make mistakes, and a lot of the mistakes that we make sometimes is unknowing mistakes. So we don't. A lot of like in school, they tell you can run a business, but they don't show you how to run a business.
Yeah, and I think that's the problem with a lot of these programs that they have out now. Like if you go and pay $1,000 for this person's program, it's always like cliffhangers.
Mm-hmm.
They tell you how to get something, and then they let you go. Like you gotta pay another fee to get the rest of the story.
Yeah.
I think that when you have an actual curriculum that actually takes you step by step to actually doing it,
Mm-hmm.
and people can actually put the practical application and see the results, I think that that's really what
Definitely.
helps people out a whole lot. Because I actually, started teaching classes on how to start your own credit repair business or how to start a business, period. And the problem is, for me, I think people like to they want to discount certain things that shouldn't be discounted,
Mm-hmm.
and they overpay for things that shouldn't be paid for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Trying to do stuff.
certain things, I don't mind giving people free game about it. Like you said, the guy who taught you how to do this, you was the only. He done gave a lot of people his blueprint, but you was the only one that actually done something with it.
Yeah.
I have been in that position many times where, you get burnt out with just giving people your blueprint because there's a lot of energy and emotion go behind what you're doing.
Yeah, I got people all the time asking me, well, how much is it going to cost for me to teach them? And a lot of times it catches me off guard, and I'm like, I just can't give you no figure right off my mind. You know what I'm saying?
It's more than meets the eye, because you can teach somebody something, but giving that practical application, meaning that support on how to walk them through it, because just taking somebody's money and then only give them no, I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I'm like that too. If you're gonna teach somebody, teach them all the way and make it well worth it for them. You know what I mean? And well worth it for yourself too.
But then you got the other side of it. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. Now, if you want to pay your money and you don't want to follow up with ongoing training, or you want, if that's on you, that's on you.
I look at it as it's just not meant to be, because there's a lot of stuff that I did and dabbed, and I just didn't keep. I didn't keep up with, and I always fell back to the music every time.
And music's always been home.
And every time when I'm sad, I got my music. When a girl don't broke up with me or something, I got my music. My parents mad at me for something stupid I did, I just go to the music.
Back to the music. So the music has always been your saving grace.
I feel that way.
No matter what you're going through in
And
life, no matter what.
and of course, God of above all things, that was number one. He's basically the reason. He is the reason why I'm here, still in this universe, to keep moving and motivating people, and mostly trying to keep myself motivated. You know what I mean? Because self-motivation is a big thing too. You know what I'm saying? Because I know a lot of people that they get down and they don't know how to motivate themselves to keep going further.
What is one of your biggest challenges that you would say, just in the day-to-day? What's one of the biggest challenges?
Biggest challenges is, I don't know, man. Everything's a challenge, though. Everything is a challenge, man. From the day, when you just I would say the biggest challenge for me is organization. I think sometimes I feel like I'm too organized. Try to be too organized, you know what I mean? To the point where sometimes I don't get things done because I'm trying to be too organized. You know what I'm saying? Or if you want to, relate it to music, sometimes I feel sometimes I could be too technical, a little bit too technical. Like sometimes I be trying to make a beat, but I'm sitting here engineering the beat before I even made the beat.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of like, you know what I'm saying? So that's a big challenge for me. To take when I have to make a beat, I gotta take the engineering hat off. You know what I'm saying? If beat making really don't have nothing to do with engineering.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of engineers don't know how to play piano. They don't know how to play.
Do you play any instrument?
Yeah. I grew up. I can read music. I can write music. When I say write, I mean write on the staff or on the music.
Play piano.
I can play, but I'm not no Mozart. You know what I'm saying? But I practice a lot. I play the sax.
Really?
Yeah. I played the sax from the 6th grade to the 9th grade. And I still, my father has a saxophone, and I go over there and play it every once in a blue. I play. I played the flute and I played the clarinet in elementary school. That's pretty much it. And just beats.
Anything you play, you play actively now is the piano.
Yeah, because it's in my studio with the beat machine. So just turn it in any instrument I want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, how has music changed from the late 70s? You first discovered your love for music to now. How has it changed? How is the process different? How do you see it differently? Like, give me some key changes in music.
Of course, the music. Of course, the music. To me, the music was more musical. You got the Temptation. You had bands. You still have bands today, but I feel like there's less bands out on the market with groups with bands. Well, the pop in the rap community, there's a lot less bands. Technology, of course. Technology definitely has changed the game. You know what I mean? Like some of the equipment that used to cost thousands of dollars, technology has learned to basically mimic these items and make them cheaper and put them in a plug-in for your computer. So you can have that same type of equipment for cheaper. Another I could think of is it used to be that for what I see, the record labels used to be looking for artists. You know what I'm saying? So they would look for artists, but for the crazy part is the artist had to go find the record label. Now the record label go looking for the artist because you got things like the internet that just blew up. I can remember having Yahoo, and you had I think Yahoo was the first one that you could do video on, and it was real slow, and you could talk person to person, back to back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I think that the music game, like I said, the artist has so many options to be an entrepreneur themselves without needing a record label ever or needing anybody to fund their music. You could be an overnight sensation by just doing something online with the song.
Yeah.
You got TikTok, and all these songs blowing up on TikTok, like off of just a dance or something and just take off. So music definitely has definitely changed lives and changed dramatically, and I feel like it has shaped the world a little bit. Definitely, I think it brought. I'm gonna tell you another thing. I want to say this. I want to say this about rap, hip hop. I think out of all the genres of music that we have, hip hop is the one genre and culture that has brought many people together.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And I remember when they were saying it wasn't gonna stay, and it stayed, and it's still here. It just brought a lot of people together.
You know, and I think that over the last, 12, 18 months, music has made like a comeback, with the coronavirus and everything being, what I'm saying, social distancing, being at home, people have had to do things untraditional. One of the things that Drake video, the slide, what is it called?
Tootsie Slide,
The Tootsie Slide, that was recorded inside his house
right?
because of the corona.
Yeah,
People started recording whole albums inside the house because they didn't have anything else to do, and because of restrictions and everything. And so I think that music has some kind of way made a comeback because we're in a time right now that we are hurting as a people, as an economy,
mm-hmm.
as a race,
Mm-hmm.
as a country. We're hurting,
Mm-hmm.
and so if you can date back to the earliest of struggles, music has always been that thing to get us through a struggle.
So for a lot of people,
The Great Depression, you know what I'm saying, there was music.
mm-hmm.
Going through civil rights movement, there was music.
Mm-hmm.
And then even now going through this with the Black Lives Matter movement and with the social, with the social injustice, music has made a comeback. I always reference Lil Baby with the bigger picture.
You get a big picture.
You know what I'm saying? This is it reminds me of the 90s when they had the what was the song with all the artists came together.
Self Destruction?
Not that one. The one with Make a Change because we all in the same game.
Okay, yeah, that was the West Coast version, wasn't it? I think it was the West Side that did that.
It had
Same
MC Hammer and all them boys.
It was the West
Humpty,
Side.
and all them. So
West Coast All Stars.
the West Coast All Stars. That's what it was. So that song was the voice of the people during that time.
Yeah.
Trying to stop the violence and stop the
Yeah.
The black on black crime.
Yeah.
Make a change because we all in the same game. And so now we got Lil Baby with this song, and I listened to a couple of his songs, but I listened to those songs because of the bigger picture. I wanted to see what all he's talking about, right?
Exactly.
And for these kids to look up to these hip hop artists and these rap artists, and as long as they talking about a bunch of nothing, they got a platform. They become very, very powerful when they start putting out a positive message to let these kids know that, I did this, but I did what I had to do because I didn't have no choice.
Yeah.
Even you come on saying, what your past was, what your past was shaped where you are now.
Exactly.
But not to judge somebody for their past, but that was a crucial part in who you are.
Definitely.
And so to get these young folks to understand that a lot of these artists are making music, but you know what I'm saying, if they're not talking about something relevant, they're just selling records to make money, or are they actually putting together music that's going to actually help shape a, I
don't know, man.
an era of music.
That's a touchy subject because, I DJ. I have to play what the people want.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
so did you hear the little rant that T-Pain had the other day?
Oh yeah, I saw that. I saw that. Like I said, man, it's a different time and age, man. What we listened to back in the day, you know, it paid to be different. You know, you got your Buster, you got your Mystical, you got your Eminem, you got your Missy Elliott, you know, even down to Big Daddy Kane, Biz Markie. He was
rest in peace.
Rest in peace, definitely. You know, he was different. He could beatbox. He wasn't an original beatbox, but it was something different about that. Like these kids now, they ain't beatboxing on the records what we used to listen to, and a lot of them, honestly, in my opinion, they sound the same. But there is something different about them. It always is, and that's why that the growing music, the music keeps growing because there's always something different. Maybe some of the people that used to grow up on hip hop in the '90s can't see that difference, but the kids today, they can see the difference. What makes them different? You know, the internet, especially with the internet, it changes so fast because the internet is a highway.
Yeah,
It's the fast lane.
yeah.
So, you know, you in 1 minute and out the next. But they definitely had to do something different to catch their attention. So back to what you're saying about T-Pain, I feel like in his mind he's correct, but I don't think he's correct. Like, you know what I mean? Because I'm gonna say why. Because and I like T-Pain. I like all the upcoming artists in hip hop, pop, country. I listen to a lot of music. But for him to say that, he was one of the ones that people was coming at about the auto-tune. Like, oh man, what you doing with the auto-tune? But the same people he's sitting here saying that they sound the same, they all using auto-tune. Some of them, but a lot of them, you know what I mean? So like, I don't know. I think I wouldn't have just. I think I would have been humble and just not said nothing.
Well, this is one of the things, and I can understand where T-Pain's coming from, even with the names. You know what I'm saying? Lil Baby, Lil Uzi Vert, Lil this, Lil that. I get all that.
One of the things I respect about Lil Wayne, you ask Lil Wayne who he listened to, who was his favorite artist, what is he gonna tell you?
I don't know what we
He
said.
listened to himself.
He listens to himself.
He's too busy making music and trying to perfect his own voice.
Okay.
He don't have time to listen to somebody else because when you listen to other people, some of their doggone style gonna rub off on you if that's what you listen to.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Definitely. There, I can see that.
You know, so people like Lil Wayne, he don't listen to nobody except himself because he want to keep getting better. He's going to keep getting the best Lil Wayne out there he can be. I don't know where he is now mentally.
Yeah.
Other artists, you know what I'm saying? Like, who do you listen to when you're not in the DJ booth or when you're not producing? Who's your favorite artist?
AC/DC, Motley Crue, Def Leppard, Candy, Leonard Skinner.
See, I don't even listen to hip hop.
I do.
I mean, you listen to other genres of music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but that's because you don't want to fog your mind up with the same type of music. You're making beats, and it's got to be an original beat. If you listen to Lil Baby all day, every day, or that's your favorite artist, then some of your beats might sound similar to what he.
And not exactly just like Lil Wayne said, and I never heard him say that, but I'm sure that's I make beats. I make what I make. You know what I mean?
So where does originality come from? Like, where your original beats? Where do they come from? Like, how do you get
it? Probably honestly, yeah, you're right. Like a little bit of everything that I do with the music. It probably has a lot of influence in the beats I make. Yeah.
Because my other producer listens to classical music.
I listen to classical
On
as
his,
well.
he don't listen to no hip hop at all.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
You know, what I mean, he listens to music that's going to. It's almost like a cleanser type music. Like if you got
There's nothing wrong with that.
something that
Yeah.
you're doing all the time, you gotta listen to something that's gonna clean your mind out and everything, filter your mind out, whatever. And I can respect that because if you're looking to make fresh music, then you know it's almost like it's real easy to be influenced if you have a favorite.
Well, that's true. That's definitely true. With any genre of music, you definitely can be influenced, and you can see that the kids, some of the kids could be influenced by the artist. I know when I was coming up, one thing about me, I've never been influenced by what I heard. I'm a lover of good music.
Yeah,
First,
because you don't care where it comes from.
I don't
You know what
care
I mean?
where it comes
You
from.
name
That's why
about Leonard Skinner, ACD. You know what I'm saying? That
Let me tell you why though. Before it was BET, it was MTV.
Yeah.
And I was stuck home watching We're Not Gonna Take It.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So-
but Michael Jackson broke all them barriers on MTV.
Exactly.
With Billie Jean, you know?
Exactly. It wasn't until like Yo MTV Raps that
Yeah.
I really, really got to like understanding another culture.
Yeah.
Because hip hop was created in New York City. I think some people say the Bronx, some people say Manhattan,
Yeah.
but you know, whatever. But
yeah. New York got the title. This is the part of New York.
yeah, but
you know.
look where it's gonna spread it to. It spread it, it's a, I remember when Cameron saying, when the F we start bouncing, you know what I'm saying? And then I get it, you know what I'm saying? Look how far this has evolved, but that's what I'm saying. It has a big influence on people that it traveled so far that people have basically not reinvented it, but like made something new from it in different areas of hip hop. Like
You know what I find really interesting when it comes down to music, how one genre of music influenced so many different areas. So I was watching Cadillac Records,
right,
you know,
one of my favorite movies too.
the blues have been responsible for the rock and roll band,
Definitely.
all those different genres of music
Definitely.
came from the blues. And you listen to the blues, it's one of those things that country comes from the blues. Because
Definitely,
country music, people is all
definitely.
about
I see where you're going,
stories,
but
like that,
definitely,
But that thumbprint, that print of influence can be traced back to this one genre of music, man. I think that's very like
blues.
yeah, that's so like mind blowing to me, man.
It is true.
That you can get one genre of music and birth all these different sounds, bro, out there one. You know what I mean?
So let me ask you a question. I always ask people this question: is who you think the first rapper was?
The first mainstream rapper or the first rapper period?
Yeah, I could be wrong too. What I'm gonna say, but what I want to hear who you think was the first rapper? The first rapper.
And so I would have to define what rap is.
Okay.
Like, what's the definition of rap? Because if you're just looking for words,
It's poetry it's poetry in music form.
so if I had to go back to the first rap, the rapper per se person, or first rap music, then if you listen to some of those old slave songs, that sound like rap to me.
And you're right.
You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
If you define rap as what you just said,
You definitely
poetry
right.
with music,
Yeah.
those old slave hymns, that was a form of rap because they was telling a story to
Yeah.
the clapping and the
Yeah.
beat to what they
Definitely.
were doing. That's where rap came from.
Definitely.
You know, we have been responsible for perfecting it and perfecting it and perfecting, making it better over the years. Okay, how can we do the same thing, tell a story and make it fun, put a beat to it? And then you got the Sugar Hill Gang, and then you got the Slick Ricks and telling the story, the art of storytelling, and then you got all these people, you know, Kumo D, and they actually telling stories to a beat. That's all it is.
So, as you know, I collect a lot of vinyl records since I was like 8 years old. So, as I'm listening to records, and I'm like, yo, I feel like the first rapper, and I could be wrong, I feel like it's Dolomite.
Dolomite was well, and this is before Dolomite. We're talking about the Negro hymns from back in the day.
Yeah,
but as far as poetry,
yeah, like
Dolomite was doing stand-up poetry to a beat.
Yeah, exactly. And then also it was Markham Pigme. I think I've said his name. His name is Markham Pigme. Actually, Duke University, one of the streets, is named after him. He was a black guy. And
I never heard of him.
Markham Pigme, he was a comedian.
You said he's from Durham?
Yeah, he's born and raised in Durham.
He was a comedian that rap and stuff like that?
Nah, man, he was like in the 40s or 30s or something like that. He was, but he has Markham Street. It's on Duke campus.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you know the whole story of Dolomite, huh? You saw the movie?
I saw the movie, but you know, and you ever seen these cats that be battle rapping, like with no music? You know what I'm saying? I believe that's the way it came from. Kind of like not so much, but like he definitely had that talk game with him.
Oh yeah, man. And he made a career out of it. And he, and if you saw the movie, Eddie Murphy played Dolomite in the movie.
Yeah.
But he tells the story of how Dolomite actually got started with just necessarily like stealing somebody's identity and just start, just doing what he's doing.
Yeah, I saw
but
that.
he was doing it as just a way to make some money, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it started that way, and it ended up being,
I saw that because I was very shocked to see him on the movie with the guy. He brought the guy that was drinking the wine out from the back and asked him, "What you say?" He writing down everything he said.
Yeah.
I was like,
But music is all about remix. These young kids think their music is original, and in their mind, because they have just thought of it, it's original to them. But we cut the radio on, all this music has been remixed, bro.
I wouldn't say all of it.
I would say probably in my mind,
it's not that. It used to be
75% has been remixed. When I say remix, I don't mean like this is the remix version. This is all recycled. There's nothing new under the sun. Everything we're talking about right now is already been talked about. Some of the songs, lyrics, all this stuff is remixed.
And that I feel like someone is a little true because in the 90s you actually had to seem like you had to have a flow or complex to your rap. And when the 70s took off, it seemed like when the Sugar Hill Gang, you listen to that and you would say that that's like basic rap. It is, because that's where it originated from. And now, even though I like this stuff today, I love all the new up-and-coming rappers, but it takes me back to the mind of the 70s with a different beat because their rap is simple.
That's because, like I'm saying, it has already been done. I mean, you can put
I can see
you
that.
can put 100 different beats to the same lyrics. One of the rap god, Eminem.
Yeah.
He gets the part where you say, "From the Killer with Supersonic Beat," and he go there, and then you actually look up Supersonic. That was a girl group back in the day. JJ Fad, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I was in love with that.
Nobody, a lot of these newbies don't know who JJ Fad is. You have to. And Eminem knows this, you know what I mean? So he'll go back to that and he say, this is where he got that
from that one piece of the song came from JJ Fad,
Right.
Supersonic.
Right.
You know, I heard a couple of songs, Chris Brown. I heard, you know what I'm saying, so many people, but they going back to the old school because the old school is what you consider more original music, right?
Yeah.
So when you don't have anything new, you can always go back to home, right?
Yeah.
Let's go back to the old school to save the music industry. We're gonna look to the old school for guidance. How did they get through? And they just had simple
Let me ask you a
freaking
question.
rap.
Do you ever get yourself in a position where you with somebody that's younger than you and be like, hey, you don't know who KRS-One is or something like that? Yeah,
Man, these kids don't know nothing about that.
I know that, but that's and there's nothing wrong with that because we lived in a different era.
Yeah.
We're gonna.
But they can ask me. I don't know. You know.
You don't know who to listen. You were listening. Your parents was listening to in the 30s,
Well,
or 40s, or 50s.
Yeah.
Somewhat, but not everything.
So it's like we have to go to the past in order to know what we have in the future
Yeah.
in the music.
Do you think some of these kids that, or I ain't gonna say kids, but some of the artists that are in the game now, such as Lil Baby, Drake, the Baby, whoever, Tyler the Creator, anybody like that, just anybody that's dominating right now. Do you think they even took the time to go back and listen where it all started from?
I think some of the more mature artists will do their research
Right.
because you can hear it in their music.
Right.
Oh, this joker know who such and such is.
Or
He made a reference to something.
or
What?
somebody wrote it for him.
Maybe.
Somebody wrote
But
it
even
for him.
if you have a ghostwriter, if you're any type of artist, I would still question what did this come from? What
Right.
is this? Because in order to give life to a song, like you talking about earlier, that passion that you get in the studio, you gotta know where it comes from. Like, what am I just singing some words? I don't know what it is. But when you actually take the time to study what you're singing and what you're rapping, whatever, I think that's just
A lot of people don't though. Look, I need people to come in the studio and they got a sample beat and they think it's original. And I might mention it to them. I'm like, have you ever heard this song before? What song? I got this beat from my homeboy. He made this beat from me or whatever. But
yeah.
and I go to YouTube.
You
and I
hear
show
songs
them.
like it come to MIBs. And when that first song came out, Men in Black,
Yeah.
you're like, oh, that sounds good. And you like somebody from the 70s say, oh, that's Forget Me Nots. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? That's an
Exactly.
old song.
And I show it to them and they be like, wow, man.
Yeah.
But I did make it sound different. And they, yeah, you did. And that could be a good thing because sometimes, like you was talking about the remixes, right? If you heard something before, you might use it the same way they did. And if you haven't used something, of course you're using the sample. That's the recycle part of all that. But if the artists make up something fresh and new,
Yeah.
just because they ain't hear it, and then they go back and let them hear it, like, oh man, my song don't sound like that.
I grew up listening to Bone Thugs Harmony when I was coming up.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite rap groups of all time. And I know that a lot of people try to credit, Migos for this mumble rapping. I don't know what they call it these days. But one thing I like about Bone Thugs Harmony is you have to really be a Bone fan because a lot of their hooks have become songs.
Yeah.
And then they'll reference something in a verse and it'll become an actual song.
Yeah.
You were like, okay, so they talking about this hook. This is an actual song now. So I like the artists that do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like when they take a reference of a song, one of their songs, and make it an actual song by itself,
Understood.
or either a hook and make it a song. I like that kind of stuff because it just lets you know that you can use something until it's used up.
Right.
Like let's say you got a great story.
Mm-hmm.
You can write a book. You can write a screenplay.
Definitely.
You can do the audio.
Mm-hmm.
You can do a movie
Mm-hmm.
of that same story. So you're going to squeeze every ounce of juice out of that story until everybody has heard it in more than one way.
Right.
And then when you get done doing it in those forms, you can take it and do it in another form. So you can take your music and remix it and just keep mixing and remixing it. I've probably heard, Beat It, Michael Jackson in probably like 10 different ways. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
But they're going to keep, as long as that music is out, they're going to keep taking it and keep
One
taking
thing
it.
about remixes that I do like, it grabs your attention from familiarity. You know what I mean? You automatically like, oh, it's Michael Jackson, but it ain't.
Yes,
You know what I'm saying?
Michael Jackson what got you hooked to the song, but this person took it a step further to get you on a whole nother. I listened to a song earlier by an artist. I think it was F You Back to Sleep or something like that.
Chris Brown.
Okay, so it was Chris Brown song, right?
Mhm.
But it had a bunch of feature artists. It had Usher. It had
That's a remix.
like 6 or 7 people in that song,
That's a
right?
remix, yeah,
But guess
yeah.
how it came on? It came on like Sexual Healing.
Yeah, I heard it.
It had the Marvin Gaye beats. I'm like, what is this? This is a new song. So they got me hooked with Marvin Gaye,
Yeah,
with the Marvin Gaye beat.
exactly.
But then it was a bunch of hip hop artists come out. I'm like, oh, this is Chris Brown. I'm like, okay, so so now I'm gonna go back and do what? Listen to it again. I like this version of the song. You know what I mean? But for the new people who never heard Marvin Gaye, they say, oh, this is a nice song. They just came up, man, that song is 30, 40 years old. You know
There's
what I
a
mean?
lot of great remixes. You know?
Yes, there is. Yes.
You gotta have that money to pull it off too.
Well, yeah, because people, and this is one of the things that about the remix, that when those people make those original songs, you want to get paid for your work.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? When you got folks bootlegging your stuff and they ain't trying to pay you, or they not even trying to reference you in the song,
Yeah.
then it becomes disrespectful and things like that. And that's one of the things that I think that these young kids need to really like. Don't just do a song for somebody to bring you a song, but find out who the song belongs to. Listen to that song, listen to their version, and then have respect when you say, I'm gonna redo this song because as a people,
Mm-hmm.
we've had so much taken
Mm-hmm.
and taken and taken,
I agree.
and haven't been given credit for the inventions that was created when we was in poverty. We haven't been given our just due. And when you coming up with a creation, music or whatever, and somebody just bootleg your stuff without even giving the credit to the artist who came out with it, I just think that that's the part about the music industry that I
agree.
don't like.
But it goes
people
back
get
to
robbed.
sometimes the artists don't know. They don't know where they got the music from. Sometimes the producer, I've seen producers say, ain't no sample in this song. And then sample hitting, artists might not know, and you can chop it up so good, you might not know, but sooner or later,
Uncover all those layers and get that bass line.
it's something.
That's a sample. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody had a problem with Robert Thicke, Blurred Lines being sampled from Marvin Gaye.
Did you think it sounded like? Did you think it sounded like? What was the song they took? I forget. But did you think it sounded like that song?
They stripped that song
And
down.
that's why you loved it.
Because it sound familiar.
Yeah.
But okay, that's why we all love the song. But at least don't be
Yeah. They didn't.
be belligerent and say, "Oh, I just come up with this myself." Oh, because you changed this from that, and then come on, man.
The same notes.
You sampled that guy doggone song.
They didn't sample it. They definitely didn't sample it. They took elements. They basically took the same. They took the groove.
So you don't think they
ain't
stole
saying,
it?
No, I ain't saying they. No, I didn't. I can't say that. I just feel like it did. I can't say that they stole the song intentionally. I can't. Even if the court said that.
Well,
I just feel like it had
I
a
know that the powers that be,
it had the groove.
the powers that be knew that this song would be popular, and I believe they purposely took this song and to you can cover things up and
That
change it,
That
just
made
like
me sure.
just like the Vanilla Ice Baby versus the song that the one that what was it
The sample they took it from.
yeah, come on, it's the same song. You might have just added an extra instrument to it. But like I say, just be respectful when people put their heart and soul into this music.
I catch myself sometimes as I'm making a beat. I'm on the piano and I listen back to the beat sometimes, and I say sometimes I'm like, man, I've heard this before. At the end of the moment of making it, I've heard this before. And I try to go find the song that sound like yeah, it sound like that.
Mm-hmm.
It has that same groove.
Mm-hmm.
So it could not be intentional, is what I'm saying. Like,
but I'm saying when you listen to so much of a kind of music, it almost like is unintentionally come out your mouth. It's like whatever you feed yourself, it's gonna come out your pores.
It could.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
You can rearrange it, you can make it look sound, but it's gonna be okay. I got this song from this. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So that's just.
What's your favorite song right now?
Right, old school, new school, or just all time favorite?
Oh.
So I have a couple songs I listen to every day. I like Dua Lipa "Levitating" with the baby. I'm listening to that. I listen.
I want to be greatest.
I want to be debate. No, hey, I learned that rap just because I want to hear that song.
Hey, I'm a big pop head myself.
I listen to that song. I listen to.
That's
what
my
else I
joint.
listen to. Shoot, man, that's probably like. I'm still listening to BTS Dynamite. I'm still trying to get that one on my system. I'm a binge song listener.
Yeah.
I have to get tired of it before I stop listening to
Right.
it. But that song puts me in a certain mood, man. Dynamite. Light it up like Dynamite. That's Dynamite right here.
That's crazy. I think, who's your favorite artist right now?
Well, I'm very loyal when it comes down to who I listen to. All-time favorite R&B artist, Usher. He got a residency in Vegas. I want to go see Usher this year sometime in Vegas.
Right.
But I've listened to Usher for a long time, so he is my favorite R&B artist. Despite whatever he got going on, that's my guy. Favorite artist right now. I don't really have a favorite, man.
Yeah, me neither.
I mean, I'm an Usher fan, but as far as like favorite, my mind is so eclectic when it comes down to music.
Yeah,
I listen to everybody, but I have certain people that if I made a playlist, they have to have at least 10% of music got to be their actual music. You know what I mean? I made a playlist, so I got to have Usher on there, and I got to have rapper. I like Ludacris. He's one of my favorite, but all-time favorite Bone Thugs and Harmony. But Ludacris is one of the guys I like listening to. As far as I don't know, that those will be some people. I kind of like Kendrick Lamar. He got some songs I like. I like what is his name? Was it Wale? Wale.
Yeah.
I like Wale. I like what's the guy from Fayetteville? J. Cole. I like J. Cole. But a lot of these people I can't listen to their whole.
But they got certain songs you like.
Yeah.
Right.
I can listen to a whole Usher album without having to fast forward it.
Can you listen to whole Lil Baby?
Probably not.
I like Lil Baby.
Probably
he can
not.
Spit.
I would probably have to be on a road trip.
Right.
And be listening to a whole album to actually know if I like.
Yeah.
on its own. Like I could listen to a whole Eminem album without getting tired. I could listen to an entire like Miguel. I can listen to a whole Miguel album.
Yeah.
But people like, and this ain't no knocking nobody. I love the guy, but they were doing a debate on Chris Brown versus Usher.
Mm-hmm.
They both dance kings and all that. I can listen to a whole Usher album, but I can't listen to a whole Chris Brown album for some reason. He does have some bangers, but I don't know if he got a whole album full of bangers. I don't know.
Yeah, Chris Brown got some bangers.
Well, yeah, he got some bangers, I know, but
I
like a whole
like
2 or 3 albums worth of just nothing but like don't touch the remote, let it play. I don't know if I can do that.
I could. I definitely could.
Well, I guess it probably would depend on what kind of mood I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
trying to get romantic and
Yeah.
certain panty droppers. I would say, okay, this dude here,
Yeah.
But I can do that with,
A
lot of people like Keith Sweat. I don't really, get
I
down
ride with Keith Sweat.
Yeah, I don't really like Keith Sweat. His
I-
voice is kind of annoying to me.
Yeah, he was a whining person, but
Yeah, I don't like all that.
yeah,
I guess if you look in the bag,
I like
nobody
Chris
does
Sweat.
it better than Keith Sweat when it
Yeah.
comes down to the baby. So who's your favorite artist, old school, new school, rapper, and all that kind of stuff?
Old school, I would say Aretha Franklin. For R&B, old school, R&B, new school, definitely Mary J. Blige. I'm a big Mary J. Blige fan.
Does she have any recent stuff at all? Or is it just
Yeah, she has some recent stuff out. She just released after she did her documentary. Sounds pretty good. Definitely Mary J. Blige. Rap wise, old school. I have to. It's a couple. It's too many.
Mhm.
Old school, too many.
Yeah.
Old school. Definitely too many. Favorite rock and roll group of all time to me is AC/DC. Favorite pop artist, you might shoot me. Justin Bieber.
I mean, Justin Bieber is a good artist. Last 16 years, he done did his thing. He got some real good music out, man. I like Justin Bieber more now than I did before. He was on that popcorn bubblegum
He
type
grew up,
music.
grew up.
I mean? I like the adult Justin Bieber better than the kid Justin Bieber.
Yeah, what's one of the songs you like?
Well, the one he did with Chance the Rapper, Holy, 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 Holy. I mean, for a 3-4 month period, that was on my playlist every morning. I used to Holy, Holy, and I used to BTS Dynamite,
Yeah,
and I'll play those songs back to back.
that was one of the songs. I don't really repeat a lot of songs. Being that I DJ, my attention span is so, but that song, it definitely touched me. And Chance the Rapper did his thing.
Oh yeah, I like Chance rap when he came in and he say, "I know we believe in God, but I know God believe in us."
Yeah,
So I can say those lyrics, man,
Yeah.
because when I heard that part, I got goosebumps because I know that God is betting on us. Like I know they're gonna get it right eventually, and he believed that we're gonna get it right, and we believe in God, and He believes in us. So those lyrics, man, that right there, those songs really like done it for me, man. When I listen to those songs, and I would listen to BTS Dynamite, I would listen to Holy, I would listen to The Bigger Picture, I would listen to Moneybag Joe. Said something. I ain't got the money. I just look at the time. I got time today. You know what I mean? I like that. I like that. So that stuff they kind of get me in a certain mood, man.
Do you have any local artists that you like?
See, I don't know anybody local, man. I don't know anybody local. I mean, like I said, I'm not really into a whole lot of. I'm just not getting into music like when I met you, and then not my other King Ashbell. You know, so I really don't know a whole lot of local people.
Mm-hmm.
I've only been here in North Carolina 5 years, so I don't really know about it.
Right.
My nephews got music out, and they send me samples all the time. So I like my nephews because they my bloodline. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shoot, man. I mean, I'm really simple, man. When it comes, but I tell you, somebody you probably wouldn't know I like CCR. So you don't even know who CCR is?
Nah, I can't know everything. You know what I mean?
They sang "Looking Out My Back Door," the Clearwater Revival.
So gospel song.
No. It's
It sounds like a gospel song.
no. Looking Out My Back Door. That's they sang oh my God, Bad Moon Rising.
No.
You never heard that song?
I probably have, but you know.
I see a bad moon rising.
Yeah.
Don't go out tonight. It's bound to take your life. There's a bad moon on them. I love them boys, man. Them boys beat them country boys. I love them boys, man. And then they
I know that song.
So you know that?
I definitely know that song.
Yeah, they sung Proud Mary, and they sung
I definitely know that song.
what's the one that's Down on the corner, out in the street, where the footballs are playing. Grab a nickel, take a stick. You know that song? Yeah, I like them boys. That's something you probably wouldn't know if I was on a road trip. Those boys would be part of my playlist.
Right.
Jackson 5. You know, people don't like R. Kelly, but I like music, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't like the lifestyle, but
You don't like the lifestyle of music.
I don't like his lifestyle, but his music is. I mean, I can't really deny it. You know the music. You know what I mean? I mean, I don't want to sound like, you know what I'm saying, like some, I don't know, but people have a tendency to try to match the music with the person, and because the person has done something, are you a pedophile for liking his music? You know what I mean? Like, I like Michael Jackson. I don't care what they say about Mike.
I just kind of like fell off from the Kelly stuff.
Well, I mean, you can have your own opinion about
I didn't
it.
say I didn't like his music.
But I mean, R.
If
Kelly.
he came out with something new, I don't think I could be just.
Well, I mean, probably not nothing new, but the stuff he came out with was, we didn't know he was doing all this during he was doing his music.
I go to parties and
you can't play none of R. Kelly no more.
It just don't cross my mind. I'll just be honest.
Well,
it just don't cross my mind. No happy people. That if somebody requests it, it's a different story. I'm gonna play it.
That's the thing I'm saying. Like, happy people.
Yeah.
That's a feel good song. I mean, I believe I can fly.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying? I
don't even think they playing that at graduations no more. Man.
But not no more. But when it came out, it was relevant. It was a motivating song. One of my favorite R. Kelly songs of all time is "The World's Greatest," because he mentions, in the song, "I'm a lion down in the jungle." I listened to that song for like 6 months. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So I like certain things about certain people. You know what I mean? It's hard to. It's hard for me to not like a song because this person was caught up in something. I mean, it's just the way I am. I'm kind of loyal when it comes down to things like that. You know what I mean?
I can understand.
I listened to Bone Thugs-n-Harmony before I really knew what all that devil worshiping stuff was and Ouija boards and all that. I'm like, I can't not like Thuggish Ruggish Bone. It's kind of hard for me. I'm kind of like, I don't know what it is, but it's hard for me to not like a person because, not like the song because of the person. I can not like the person, but God dog it, that song, it's kind of like some of these, Muslims. Mm-hmm. They still like pork and like women, but they want to be a Muslim. How can you separate the two? It's hard. So that's kind of how I am when it comes to certain
pork chop.
So it's almost like telling the black man, "Hey, you can't eat chicken no more because they cloning chickens at KFC." Man, look, I've been eating chicken too big all my life. I can't stop liking chickens. You know what I mean? It's hard.
Yeah.
But shoot, man, that's that's kind of where I am, man. I listen to everything, man, and my playlist is probably about as eclectic as my thought process is.
It's
You
a
know,
reflection of it.
when you have random thoughts and people go through different emotions, you play a certain song when you're happy, a certain song when you're sad, a certain song when you're in this kind of mood, when you're that kind of mood, and it's not just one genre of music. It's anything that you feel in. You know what I'm saying? Uh, and so that's kind of how my thoughts is, and that's going back to that's one of the reasons why I started this show inside the den.
Mm-hmm.
The conversation that go on inside the den wouldn't necessarily be something that you would know about me on the forefront.
Right.
Like these are intimate. Like what do the Lions Den think about when he's not working?
Yeah.
What do you think about? Okay, I think about this, and that. That's where the show came from. Because if I wasn't talking about credit or taxes or U-Hauls or fire sticks or whatever, what do this dude do whenever he's not working?
No,
And
sorry.
I like just randomly, talking about things, and I am a human being outside of business. You know what I'm saying? Usually with the hats on, I got a new
Smooth.
I got a new love fetish for hats and stuff
Smooth.
now. I start wearing hats and things, and
That's what's up.
and this is just one of the things, one of the vibes that I'm on when it comes down to just being able to be free. So, brother, anytime you're in the area, anytime you got something on your heart you want to talk, man, we can come on in here inside the den, man, and I don't have to always, press record. But this red seat right here, man, is the hot seat.
It's the hot seat.
This is this is my vision for the show. Come on in and talk, and another reason why I started the show because of you got it, you see it. Everything I do is for a reason, baby. Put that, you know what I'm saying?
You said put that thing down.
It's for a reason,
It's super nice.
Is that rain?
Thunder.
But during the pandemic, a lot of people was depressed, and black men don't really go to therapy. Black men don't really like talking about their problems because they think it makes them weak. Me being a person who likes dealing with people, I found it very therapeutic to invite people to come sit on my couch, because then they can kind of let me in on a little bit inside their mind, and they don't have to feel like they're being judged or looked at a certain way. So I appreciate when people say they want to come and hang out with me, man.
Anytime.
So this is something that I want to keep. I want to keep the doors of the Lions Den open, man. For
What's
anytime
your,
you want to come back.
Man, I'm telling you, man, this is a great opportunity for me to be here.
And y'all, hey, look. He said he was nervous. He was asking me how long we're gonna be on. An hour. We done been here on hour 45 minutes, and you don't even know. But
it feel good.
I purposely derailed you from your topic so you can start talking, and then hey, Caleb.
Hey, look.
He was like, "How long we gonna be on for an hour?" Hey, man, we
all
gonna be
y'all
on for 2 hours.
who are checking out the Lions Den, y'all make sure y'all tune in each week and check this man out, Mr. Daniel Lyons.
Inside the Den, we on YouTube. Inside the Den, that's my YouTube channel. I'm on Inside the Den on Facebook. I'm on Inside the Den on Twitter. I'm on Inside the Den on Instagram. And I'm actually on Inside the Den right now I'm on Daniel Lyons and Evans on my Facebook as well.
Yeah.
You see all those people right there.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
my personal page. They on there.
Hey.
But yeah, I just made it available to my personal page. I was trying to keep it separate, but I'm like, you know what?
That's what's up.
I got 5,000 followers on my personal page. Let me get some of them folks
That's
involved.
a lot of people. I got a lot too, man.
Dude,
Anything I'm on.
yeah. So look,
Blessing.
this has been a very great conversation inside the Den. Join us next Saturday at 4:00 inside the Den. I just named out all of the different platforms: Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. This is my man here, DJ Dessert.
Yeah.
With tell us how to find you, brother. What we find you at, man?
You can find me all my social media at DJ DEZERK. Again, that's at DJ DEZERK, and you can catch me on Choice FM every Monday at 12 o'clock noon. That's 92.1 FM. Every Monday at 12 o'clock, and every Friday on Choice FM 92.1 at 5 o'clock. Also, you can catch me on 93.5 Oak 93.5 from 7 to 9 each and every Thursday. Also, check out G Hustle Wear clothing line. Go online and Google that. That's GHSL Wear. Make sure you check that out. And if you need mixing and mastering, hit me up. All my social
Mixing,
media.
maxing. What else you do?
And make
Beats, DJs.
I can get you on the radio. Definitely.
We're gonna have to get on the radio soon.
Yeah. You ready?
I'm ready. Let me know when we're ready. I get on the radio, man. We'll talk on the
Yeah,
radio.
I told you, man, that song that you did about your dad should be on some inspirational stuff. That was
Well,
a
I
good
mean,
song.
it's one of those things, man. It's got to be the right platform. You know what I mean? Because, like I said, that was our gift for my daddy, and everybody.
You did a good job, man.
It ain't gonna hit well with everybody, except for the ones that actually know, about that. So, but yeah, I'm gonna be back in the studio soon. I'm gonna come in, and we're gonna do On Top of the World.
Yeah, but I appreciate everybody watching me, man. It's a blessing to be here today.
Yes, sir. Well, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and let you all go for this evening, but definitely join us next week. I'm glad that you all were able to spend time with us. And, hey, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Love, peace, and hair grease. Peace.